All right, what's going on, everybody? I just wanted to talk about my first impressions for Street Fighter Five. Now, I picked up the game on Tuesday, and been playing it. Before I picked it up, though, I know a lot of people were talking about how the servers were acting up, and people couldn't even play in matches and stuff like that. And I also heard about people talking about how the game was really bare bones and it didn't have a lot of modes. So I knew all this going into the game, but it still looked like a game I was interested in that I wanted to pick up and play for myself. So I did pick it up. I did play it. I put probably a couple hours into it. After you play it, you'll realize that after a couple hours is all you really need with this game to get a full grasp of what it has to offer and what's going on with the situation. So with the servers, I started off in training mode, just getting the idea of how the game feels, and I think the gameplay is great. Like, it looks good, runs at 60 frames per second. Just the fighting mechanics feel nice. The move sets, from my understanding, feel good. It doesn't feel like anything was stripped away, but I'm not a huge fighting fan, so I'm sure people will tell you that some things may be different. I've heard from other people that they feel like some move sets were missing or they could have added. I started to play the story mode, if that's even what you want to call it. I mean, each character has a story, but like, it literally is like 3 or 4 fights per character, and each fight is like one round. And I'm just like, what the hell was the point of even putting that in the game? Like, they better off just leaving that off. Like, I know they said the cinematic version of the story is coming later, which I also had a problem with too, because I felt that should have came with the game. But they are talking about how going back to the story, like, you get one round per fight, and then they have like this cutscene before each fight that you do, and I mean, it's stupid to me. Like, they should have just left that out. It's really not even something that they should have even bothered with. So yeah, I played that. I played Ken's story, and I literally beat his story in like 3 minutes. Like, literally, it doesn't take long at all. Like, you could change the difficulty to make it harder, but that it's not even worth it. So then I went to go play. I started to play like some casual online matches. Now, I started playing yesterday around like a little bit after midnight. Now, I know they were doing like server patches and fixes and stuff like that. So when I was playing, I didn't have any issues with any server problems. Now, that doesn't mean that there wasn't any server problems. It's just me personally, I didn't have any issues. But I know people who were having issues before I got on, and even after, like when I hopped online later on, I was reading about people still having issues. Some people were like complaining about some things, like some progress they had made in like survival mode and stuff like that got deleted and stuff. So I know those issues were still there. And yeah, so like I played a couple casual matches, didn't have any problems. I played a couple ranked matches, didn't have any server issues. But then again, I know people have. So that brings me to me talking about the whole server issues and stuff like that. I felt this game was rushed. I know we got the Evo coming up and a lot of competitions coming up, so I felt like Capcom wanted to get the game out before that to get the fighters acquainted with it. But I felt like they released a game that's not worth $60. If you're talking about modes, like, you can't even play versus the computer unless you're doing survival, or if you go into training mode and you change the dummy settings to so where they react. But some people just want to hop on, play a match or two, don't want to deal with online, and just hop off. Like, they don't want to have to go into any specific modes or change any settings just to go against the computer. So stuff like that is missing. And then we talked about the story and how they're putting out the cinematic version later on, and we talked about how the servers were messed up. I'm like, so many issues here and there where I feel like this game was rushed. Like, it shouldn't be out right now. But I understand that they wanted to get it out for the people that do these tournaments, and that's not fair. You know what I'm saying? That's not fair to the people that paid $60 that don't give a damn about those tournaments. I just want to play a fighting game. You know what I'm saying? So when I was reading reviews and stuff and looking at the scores, I'm just like, I think this game sits at like a 79 or 80 on Metacritic, which is a good score in my opinion. And I just felt like, how could these reviewers give this game that score? Now, some of them, or most of them, came out with their review before they even played with the online, like before the servers went live. I mean, some of them probably had access to the servers beforehand, but all these issues, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, how is this game scoring this good? Or all these features that are missing? Like, I know you're supposed to review a game for what it offers, but you know what I'm saying? Previous iterations had these things. Previous iterations had, these modes that are gone. So, I just wanted to call out those reviews. Like, this game shouldn't have been getting good reviews if you ask me. I haven't played the whole thing, but like I said, it's what you see and what you played is pretty much like you can figure out what's going on in like, first couple hours of playing the game. Like, you understand what it has to offer. And then they talked about what they're bringing. So it's like, that's just kind of stuff that pisses me off when, people give these games good reviews before the servers go live or when these things are missing. My opinion, I still enjoy the mechanics and the fighting. I know they're going to work on the servers and get those better. I just wish that they released a full game and, we don't have to wait month to month to get these new features. So, that's just my first impressions. And, as these things come, I'll make future videos about my opinion on the newer stuff. So that's all I got for my first impressions, and I'll check y'all out in my next video. Peace.